Welcome back to my channel travelav. This is Vicky from India. Happy to connect with you all. On the last stop of Dutch side country tour, we are exploring the historical wood houses, narrow street, fishing harbour in Marken and picturesque canals of Amsterdam. Before we dive in, please subscribe to our channel and give this video a thumbs up. It really helps the channel to grow. In the last 5 videos of my Dutch countryside tour, I highlighted the group bus tour cost, introduce our guide Mr. Elia and explore the charm of Jan Seshans, Adam Simonoff and Volendam. Stay tuned until the end of this video to immerse yourself in the breathtaking architecture of Marken and the enchanting canals of Amsterdam. You would not be miss a single moment. So after the tour of Volendam, now we are heading toward the Marken village. Welcome to Marken, a charming Dutch village that feels like a stepping back into the 17th century. Marken was once an isolated fishing island before it was connected to the mainland in the 1950s. As we stroll, you will notice a Marken narrow cobblestone street and quaint homes with beautiful gardens.
Ladies and gentlemen, that sound means please step aside.
Walking through the Marken feels like entering a different era, with every corner telling a story from the Dutch history. The unique wooden houses here are painted dark green and black, a style meant to withstand with the wet climate.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we are standing in the middle of Marken. This island became an island in mid-1400s. In mid-1400s, there was a massive flood here in this area. It washed away the land bridge that connected Marken to the mainland, made it into Marken, and they made it into an island. Killed about 20,000 people. That was a normal event in this kind of area. Flooding was constant, and murderers had killed many people many times. There was a massive flood in the 1300s, late 1300s. That's referred to as the Wolf. Wolf killed about 60,000 people. About half of them drowned, half of them starved to death because their food stock was destroyed. And this kind of life was a really normal part of the experience here. This Dutch had to find a way of living so close to water, try to manipulate water and live next to it in a way that allowed them to survive in this very perilous environment. On this island, people started to live on elevated houses, so they would create artificial mounds, put house on top of that, so during the high tide, when the water would come in, it would not be affected. And some houses were elevated on poles. So if there was a sea surge and water would go over the island, it would pass under your house and not damage your property.
Many home displays old Dutch artifacts, showing the pride residents have for their heritage. Each part of Marken reveals a different aspects of Dutch history preserved for all to see. Now we are heading towards the fishing harbour area. Here is a view of Marken fishing harbour, where local fishermen gathered for centuries. Today the harbour is a peaceful place where you can see the traditional Dutch fishing boats and admire the water views.
If I can ask everyone to go up the road and be to the side of it, please. Thank you very much. So, ladies and gentlemen, well, look at that sound. That means somebody needs to get to their life. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you look this way and you look that way, you will see water on 2 different levels, about 1.30 meters difference between these 2 water levels. And that's pretty tricky. It's an island. It's surrounded by water. To create kind of seals and pumping systems that allow you to contain that, that takes a something.
Let's come together for a memorable group photo to capture this special moment.
About 30 centimeters. So about plus about a foot. So that's how high the water was in this part of the island. And you can imagine how this water level would create a devastating event from this island. I mean, at the time, most of the houses were wooden houses. And so this kind of water level basically would destroy them. Of course, the rectory and the church were damaged but not destroyed. But most of the houses you see around you had to be very thoroughly rebuilt or built anew just to make it look like a Marken house. For example, this house right here is about 15 years old. Still modeled on the idea of Marken house. We'll pass through development on the way back to the bus which was built in 1970s. All those houses are built on the base of a market house because that's an important societal value in this community. And so after that flood, they created a dike out there called Afsluit dike, which means closing dike. That's 7 meters tall. So that completely sealed this part of the coast. Actually, all of that body of water was completely sealed from the sea surge. Over a period of decades, water filtered out to fresh water, and now it's the biggest freshwater body of water in Europe. And after that, flooding in the north of the country was stabilized. The last really huge flood in this country's history was in the south, in the area called Zeeland, in 1953. January 30th, 1953, 3 dikes failed at the same time, and Zeeland was flooded. Now, Zeeland is mostly landfill. Most of it is a man-made area. Just let the van pass it. And so not only Zeeland was flooded, but 4 provinces were affected. Several thousand people perished, and there were tens of billions of euros of damage. 10% of the Dutch farmland was unusable for about 10 years before saltwater infestation. And that was a devastating event, not only in scope, but also in the way that country felt it. This was the first.
As we leave Marken, we will head to the Amsterdam for a canal cruise to complete our Dutch adventure. You can either take the ferry for free to Amsterdam Central Station, or our guide will take those who have booked the cruise to the pier where the 1-hour cruise will start. The 1-hour canal cruise ends in the Central Station.
Very nice tour. Very happy you enjoyed it.
And we will arrive here or for the other side.
Central Station. They'll drop you off at Central Station. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Enjoy.
Why don't
the
you
tour.
join us?
I have to go and walk my dog in the park, but you guys have fun. Hey, thanks very much.
We are more important than your dog.
Thank you very much. Send my regards to California. I miss you.
I have just boarded the boat and am ready to embark on this thrilling journey. As we set sail, take a moment to admire the unique architecture that lines the waterways. Do you know that Amsterdam has over 1500 bridges? Each of one adds to the charm of this beautiful city. We have just crossed our first bridge. The board height is very close to the bridge. Do you know that Amsterdam has over 100 kilometers of canals? If you know that, then please mention in the comment. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The canal cruise offers a different perspective, allowing you to see the city from the water. The mood on the boat is relaxed and there is a sense of serenity in the air. This area is alive with energy, especially in the summer months when the city welcomes tourists from all over the world. You can see plenty of cyclists on the bridges of Amsterdam. Let's take a moment to appreciate the tranquility of Canal and serene escape from the city's hustles and bustles. Now, as we move forward, my camera will plug into the water, allowing us to immerse ourselves in the mesmerizing sound of water. If you enjoyed this scene, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. This canal tour emerges as one of the best sightseeing experiences in the Amsterdam, offering unparalleled views highlighting the city's most iconic attraction from a unique water perspective. Be sure to consider this when planning your trip to Amsterdam. Thanks for joining us on this cruise.